Welcome to episode 6 of the No Scrubs podcast. I'm your host, Lewis, and joined with me today is the man, the myth, the short king, Stephen. How you going?
I have no crown, but I can confirm I am short.
And a king in my heart.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hey, that's what I'm here for. I feel like I've probably used that same intro before, but yeah, fuck it. At least I didn't call you Smosh this time. So we're going up.
One of the stand-in manager called me Smosh today at work.
Well, honestly, it kind of is your own fault for looking like Smosh.
Yeah, looking like, yeah.
Dude, I love though, like every few years how you have like your metamorphosis and you completely change like your entire look, and somehow you've gone back to looking like Smosh.
Yeah,
you know? And it's still a completely different look. It's just like the new Anthony Padilla look.
I had a pompadour once upon a time. Those were different days.
Remember that was like a hairstyle you could have in Tekken?
Yeah.
And Hamish made fucking Alex the Velociraptor with a fucking pompadour. There's a Velociraptor with boxing gloves and a pompadour. You're like, dude, what the fuck?
Hey,
so good, man.
I'm gonna say it. Even though they were basically the same character, never cared for Roger. Always liked Alex.
I was more of a Roger man. I don't know what it is, mate. It was probably because, I believe I could take a kangaroo in a fight, and I was just like, I'm learning that. I'm downloading your fucking data, and when I do get to fight a kangaroo, it's fucking on site, mate. It's fucking happening. And even though Alex's friends say I'm delusional, and I'm like, nah, any day of the week, mate, I got a fucking roo any day. Not a big red, for the record, big red, mate. I'm not taking that on. But yeah, you stand a grey kangaroo, bro. I got that shit.
I just feel like
you outbox it easy.
The day you do it, it's like, yeah, fucking took on a roo, knocked the shit out of it. And it's just like, Lewis, you beat up a wallaby. It had an injured foot.
I'm just like, getting right under it on the ground, uppercut the fucking wallaby. Like,
just electric wind guard fist for days.
I'm just misstepping my way across the fucking thing. And just like, oh, dude. Amazing. And people are like, damn, he's got good inputs.
If you could adapt anything from a fighting game, what would it be? Would it be missteps or like a real good backdash? Not a dash though, just a backdash.
Probably misstep, I think.
It's just walking forward. It's just walking forward, but ducking your head under like a door frame.
Yeah, but you do it real fast. Kind of like wave dashing, But yes, that would be a bit of fun.
And you have to go.
Not actually punching a wallaby. I don't actually want to do that.
We like Roccos.
Exactly.
And you have to go
you get it.
After each misstep.
Isn't it wild though in like Rocco's modern life that he was working in like a fucking sex call center? And there's that when he's on the phone, he's like, oh baby.
And Mrs. Bighead was one of the clients. And she's like, Rocco! And he's just like, And
they're like, this is a children's show.
He's just like, sex work day was a very dangerous day.
You made him sound almost like a wee brother then as well.
Very little. Real
I got a few.
real.
Yeah, exactly, mate. You saw him and you're like, finally some representation on TV. Did you feel that watching Chaozu and Dragon Ball Z?
Nah, because grown-ass man looks like a baby. Like, I'm not mean baby face.
Maybe Krillin. You got to respect Krillin, mate. Like, end of the day, when you rewatch Dragon Ball Z, when you're a kid, you're like, man, Krillin sucks. And the older you get and you watch it, you're like, dude, that guy knows he's like weak as fuck. And he's always showing up trying to help out. Yamcha, you a bitch. You a fucking bitch, Yamcha. Like, he's trying to get out of everything. But Krillin's actually like, man, I've got to do what I can to help, even though I'm going to get fucking rolled. I'm like, dude, that's a friend right there. That's who you need in your life.
He gets the hot wife as well.
Exactly. He kind of lives the best life, really. He gets the hot wife, as a kid. Gets to grow his hair out again. Dude, Shout out to Krillin. That's my guy right there.
There's a real cool moment in Super where he's decides to spar Goku in preparation for a tournament of power, and obviously he can't like go blow for blow to the coup, so he just starts like chucking Destructo discs, and he's like, "Why are you missing?" He's like, "Look at the floor." And he'd just been cutting the floor so Goku would like fall. I was like, he's smart.
Yeah, but Goku can fucking fly.
Yeah. Not in the Tournament of Power though. You can't fly unless you have wings.
Can you not? Oh, okay. Look, fuck me for not being up with the law. I guess that actually is kind of sick. Then he really did think about that. Does he have hair in Super, or is he going back to being a little skinner?
No, he skins himself when he's serious.
So when he's fighting and training, he's like, all right, I'm shaving the hair again. I'm going back to my monk ways.
Because he has a full-time job in like Super and in the Dragon Ball Super movie.
Is he still a police officer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he's just like, when he's getting trained for the Tournament of Power, he's just like, hot robot life, shave my head.
Yeah. Hey, that's what you got to do, mate. That's the secret to success right there. Hot robot wife, shave your head. Yeah, you have to do it in that order, though. You have to get the wife first and then you shave your head. I know he did it the other way around, but if in real life, mate, you got to get the robot wife first and then you shave your head. That's how it works in the real world, mate. This ain't an anime.
No.
So, just so you guys know. So I've got a few things I want to talk to you about today, mate. Oh, point at the camera. There we go. Fucking point at the monitor. No, he's over there. So did you happen to see that AI Aloy leak that came out from Sony and Guerrilla Games?
No.
So it's pretty hard to find because they like DMCA'd everyone that was re-uploading it, but essentially they were playing around with like an AI Aloy to just kind of show off the technology, and Guerrilla's kind of become their, in a lot of ways, one of their technology studios. You know, that like Death Stranding's made on Decima, which is the engine that Guerrilla makes. So they're kind of the techie engine company now that Sony has, because they don't have too many of their own proprietary engines anymore, which is some ways a good thing, some ways a bad thing. A lot of stuff on Unreal now, but so some people obviously people hate AI, so a lot of people are upset about it. But I think that as a company and you're developing technology, you're developing tools for your engine, that this is going to happen. You're going to develop new tools, and some of them are going to be AI, and to help with, you know, creating games and all of that. That I personally, I'm not too worried about it. It'd be different if they're like, we're rolling out full AI games, and you know, Ashley Birch, who voices Aloy, came out and made a statement on it and stuff, and you know, like it's understandable, especially when there's so much about this stuff now happening with unions and so on. About like, I think Bruce Willis has sold his likeness to some film like studio that we're going to get Bruce Willis films after he's dead, and it's kind of weird. But if his deal's like, you know, my family gets royalties and stuff like that, that's cool. It's kind of noble, but I'm not gonna be for if they're like, oh, I sign on to this project, and if you don't sign away your likeness for this, then we won't cast you.
That's
where I'll be against it.
It's weird in the sense of like, it's almost like you, especially if you die, you sort of, in my opinion, stop being an actor and you start becoming a brand.
Yeah. It is kind of weird to think about it that way. Like when I was doing that, the esports stuff with Lost Souls esports, right? It was weird to think of these people that we had on our team as like, we have a contract for this person, right? This contract is an asset for this person to play. So if the way you could make esports in like the small leagues is someone buying out that contract from you, like a bigger org, right, with more money. In the very small leagues, that's kind of what you want. That's kind of the dream. And I was like, I found it very hard to like. I understood it, but I'm like, I like these people. These are people I talk to all the time, and you know, have a relationship with. That I don't like seeing them as assets, but but that's kind of what it becomes. Is you become an asset, you become a brand. If like Bruce Willis it'll be a brand in a way after he's gone. And it is kind of weird. It is a bit dehumanizing. I mean, it literally is. I mean, it's not him anymore.
It's sort of like if say, you know how artists, they'll release posthumous albums.
Yeah.
Like take, say, Lil Peep. What they did for one of his posthumous, well, both albums, is they got unused vocal lines and stuff, or just unfinished songs, and then friends of Lil Peep, they like did the music around it.
That's a really respectful way to do that. Like that's quite nice, and it'll be a nice way for them to also remember him.
But what if you sign to a record label, and you've got like a real distinct voice, and you die, so they AI your voice and just keep on releasing songs?
Yeah, that's at a point where that's kind of where I draw the line. As far as people go, like at the moment, everyone's anti every single little piece of AI, and I get it, and that's kind of where I draw the line. It's with stuff like that. I'm like, that's a little too far, and people might be like, oh, well, they signed a deal, they signed it away. It's like, yeah, but it feels morally pretty fucking gross to do that. Like you said, like that whole thing. There was a Beatles song. It's like that came out because they spliced together some old recordings and stuff, and did put that out. And I think that's quite cool because it was kind of a little bit of lost media and stuff in a way. I think stuff like that's quite cool and quite interesting, quite a good use of the tech. But yeah, with this whole Horizon thing, it is just hilarious though that the themes of the game are, these robots have taken over and it's an AI that's fucking behind it essentially, and you're like, AI bad. The message of the game, not quite. There's a lot more to it. It's actually a really good sci-fi story. I've only finished the first one, but it is hilarious that that's the one they use as an example for their AI tech. It's like, AI bad, but check this shit out, bro. Watch this drive,
There was one video I saw. Someone on a podcast just like pulled up the video. Don't think it was a game. I think it was more just a tech demo. Looked like, say, a mixture of Monster Hunter and Elden Ring with dodge rolls and huge monster. But
yeah, we're talking.
I'm pretty sure it was just a tech demo because they were showing off the fact that the monster, the big enemy, had like AI learning, so you couldn't just do the same rinse and repeat attack pattern.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
That's cool. I think stuff like that is cool. I think that is a good use of it as well. Being able to make at some stage smarter AI in games for like shooters, right? Ones that'll be more technical. Like, I think I referenced Fear a few episodes back, and it was, that was just a large checklist. If enemy does this, do this, and they kind of worked together. But it was just like a clever, like they just wrote them in quite clever ways to make them seem like they're intelligent. But it was still like just a big checklist if you did certain things for them to react in certain ways together, which was really cool. But imagine that like dynamically reacting to how you're playing, like or do that in Tekken or something like that in a fighting game that will learn your movesets and then punish you for the mistakes you make, which would also be a really good tool to be like, fuck, this is a really big flaw of mine. Like I need to work on that. Yeah, I mean that's got to kind of be actually the next thing we're going to talk about, which we won't go to yet. But some of that I think that's going to evolve into this. That one's the opposite. The Microsoft Copilot for gaming is more like to give you dynamic assistance. But the other side of that coin is like I said with the fighting games, to learn how you fight and just fuck your shit up, which is actually quite cool.
Having said that, I would be all on board if someone made a blatant AI game and it's just like how. Like the selling point is like it's an AI game, but it's one of those like purposefully shit games. Like, you know, Sex of Hitler, the anime, the hentai shooters and stuff like that.
Hey, well, wait, bad games? Why'd you
Oh.
say that? Why'd you? I can't believe there's 3 Sex with Hitler games last I checked. Sex of Hitler 3D. Also,
it has a following.
YouTube's gonna hate these words. Hell, not like it's not like we're monetized or anything anyway. We don't get ads. It's fucking doesn't matter. But I was like,
but maybe
bizarre.
Just a
bizarre
AI
games.
shitpost slop game. Call it like Robo Slop.
Robo Slop. All right, note that down. Note that down. Yeah,
I'll be all on board with that if it was just like everyone knows it's AI and it's just unhinged and slop. It's a shitpost.
I wouldn't want to encourage it though, because you're just going to get marketplaces flooded with it.
Oh, true.
Yeah, it's like X has now got that. Elon Musk is like, oh, we've got a gaming division now, and it's going to make AI games. And I'm not entirely opposed to it, but I think the current, like, it's going to be shit. They had AI make something that very quickly that looked like crap. But I think at the moment AI is going to be good for, it's like tools to kind of touch things up in it, or there's the procedural generation stuff that Bethesda's used for ages, right? You still go, I want to put a cave here, I want to put a mountain here, and then go, okay, cover all this area in grass and trees and stuff and rocks, and it just kind of goes boop, and puts that all over. I think that's fine. I don't think every single blade of grass has to be like hand picked. Like you don't have to hand place it. Stuff like that, I think, is a good use for that in game development. Ubisoft's got their stuff where it's the AI generating dialogue, which I kind of get for. I do kind of get it for these massive games, and you've got towns full of like NPCs, but still, I don't know, man. We have to see if it actually works well, and they're using the works of all their voice talents and stuff, and all the writers they've had in the past to make it. So it feels a little slimy.
Yeah, like I could not get on board, but if it was just like random NPCs and stuff, sure. But if they're writing like major dialogue for big characters, like that's lazy.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think a cool use in it in future though could be very dynamic conversations with NPCs. So it's like not just AI, they don't just AI it beforehand. It's like you've got NVIDIA puts an AI chip on their fucking graphics cards or something, and this actually will generate dialogue based on your actions in the game as you go. Stuff like that I think would be quite interesting. Like imagine that in Baldur's Gate. So many things we do, there is some kind of reaction in the world, but so Baldur's Gate feels really dynamic, but it, as far as we've seen in games, it is a lot more dynamic than other games. Like we're playing it at the moment on twitch.tv/rigged_tech, and Chris, our boy Scriptlet, shout out Scriptlet.
Shout out Scriptlet.
He's our one fan. He'll be watching this
on the ride home.
Yeah, absolutely. So he was saying about all the fucking poor decisions we've made in Baldur's Gate 3. He's like, I haven't seen half of what's happening right now. He was like, how the fuck have we got here? So he was loving it because he's played through it, I think, 3 times. But the AI stuff could make even more dynamic situations in this kind of case. Like, based on all these things you've done, these NPCs were like, some of them, you have an all-knowing NPC or something that can see all the things you've done and be like, "Damn, you're fucking cooked, mate." Like, I think it'd be I think that could be very cool, but I don't think it's there yet.
What if there's a game where NPCs will react like pleasant, or they'll view you poorly, like all the NPCs' interactions of you are based on your browser history.
Oh, I'm fucked.
Yeah, it's just like I tried to talk to anyone, and everyone's just like, "Yes, can I help you?"
Everyone responds to me with, "Okay, Gooner." Whatever you say, Gooner.
Stop looking at my feet.
Yes, I do think that, love it or hate it, there's going to be more and more of it in the coming years. It is something that is just going to become a reality, and I'm sure people will put a tag on it and be like, they're made with no AI, and people will be like, yeah, and that's cool as well. Like, I'm a fan of vote with your wallet. If a company's doing something you don't like, then don't give them money. It's as simple as that.
It's going to be like people will get the half chubs over. It'll be like the equivalent of like de novo free games.
Yeah, dude, it's crazy how much de novo seems to like gimp performance of some games as well. Like, I saw a review that someone said like game runs like absolute shit unless pirated. It's like just pirate the game and you get a better experience. Like for us new games, a lot of the time here are between 100 and 120 New Zealand dollars. And imagine paying $120 and the game runs way better if you actually just pirate it. It just makes it, you've taken away the appeal of buying it if it's just going to chug. And sometimes after a year, if the game's been out, they're like, oh, cool, we've removed it now. And you're like, well, you haven't got my money. I'm no longer interested. And I'm not just entirely against it. I think having anti-piracy software, also hilarious, they have anti-piracy software and sometimes gets cracked in a day anyway. But yeah, I think that maybe once they see it's cracked, maybe they take it off. Maybe that's an idea. I'm not even saying you should pirate the game. It's not. You don't have a right to pirate that game. But if it's going to run like absolute shit because of something they've put in there, I can understand why people would be. Just, I'll find another way to play it then.
I thought it was like the general purpose for it was like not to fully stop the piracy, but more so that it doesn't affect their launch sales.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest part is the launch sales ultimately, because generally they will become cracked in time anyway, and sales. Most games aren't a slow burn. Some are. Kingdom Come Deliverance 1, I believe, was a slow burn. What else? There's almost all of Remedy's games, like Alan Wake and Control, and those games, almost always a slow burn. Actually, though, why can't I remember the name of the game? What was the name of the games that they first became popular for Remedy?
Alan Wake
can I not
1.
remember? The game before that. I can't believe I'm forgetting the name of it.
Alan Sleep.
That's it. Nailed it. Max Payne. Okay. Max Payne 2 at one stage was the most pirated game in the world. So, yes, I can't believe I forgot it. I love Max Payne. I thought it was so cool when I played that. Actually, it was a pirated copy my older brother had on his computer. It was the first computer that he bought.
You don't have an older
brother. And he got all his... Why would you lie about that? Why would you make that up? And he actually had a dodgy copy of it, and I played it on his computer, and I was like... So he was starting high school, so I was maybe like 11 years old playing it, and I thought it was so cool that I was like, oh man, he heals by taking painkillers. Like, I thought that was so cool, because it's like, the pain's still there, he's suffering, but there's nothing harder than that, and there's bullet time and slow-mo. I'm not being rude and reading messages, by the way. I'm putting on my AC. It's warm in here. But yes, Max Payne is cool. So yeah, they're a slow burn, which is not the most common. A lot of games will sell real big in the first wee while, and then peter off a bit. But sometimes you get some slow burns. So there's the next thing I want to talk about, which I mentioned earlier, Microsoft's Copilot for gaming. So I'm just going to read the blurb that they've got there, because Why the fuck not? I thought, like, do I do a stupid, like, South Park level? Microsoft's code for gaming. And I was like, I probably can't get through the whole thing. I actually fucking hate reading out loud, like, genuinely, but I'm gonna do it. So, Microsoft's Copilot for Gaming is an AI-powered assistant designed to enhance the Xbox gaming experience, offering personalized recommendations, in-game assistance, and time-saving features, aiming to make gaming more seamless and enjoyable. So, ultimately, it's kind of like, what do I do here? And it's kind of in-game analyzing and like, well, this is, if you're stuck, this is what you should do. It's to give you a hand. It's sometimes you end up in a game and there's a puzzle that's a pain in the ass, and you're looking at your phone being like, all right, how do I fucking do this? And it's I know PlayStation's got that feature that they get people to play segments of the game, so you can bring up a help thing on some games and you watch someone else play like a segment of it. And this is just a different way of doing that, more or less. Instead of bringing it up and taking you out of the game, it could actually just tell you or help you do a puzzle or something just in game. And I think that's quite cool. It's just another accessibility feature. So it might, you're playing Elden Ring and you're struggling with a boss and you're like, oh man, help me, Microsoft Copilot for Gaming. And it's like, get good scrub. You're like, fuck.
It's like you just keep on losing. It's like, help me. And what it does is it's like closes down the game and then brings up like the Bluey or the Peppa Pig game.
This game might be more fun for you, scrub. But ultimately, I think this is, once again, this is more AI stuff, but I think this is a use for AI that people will get less upset about. Some people might be like, won't someone think of the YouTubers that have played through to assist you? But I don't think many people are going to be too worried about that. I think it's cool. Good on them. We'll have to see how well it works. Maybe once it's out, I'll take it for a spin and have a look. But, not because I'm bad. Because I'm bad. Yeah, so I know it's going to be for Xbox. Maybe we get it on PC, on Game Pass games at some point as well. I wouldn't be too surprised.
AI aim assist.
Yeah, it just gives you an aimbot every single game. You're like, I'm really struggling on Fortnite. It's bang, 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 bang. Shout out to FaZe Jarvis getting banned for, I made an aimbot video on Fortnite and they banned me. I'm so upset. Oh, you probably shouldn't have used an aimbot, but I'm sorry. What do you want?
It's like there's a thing called like Collective Mind Chronos, and I think it's like an aim assist or something you can do to do stuff to your controller. And you read on the back and it's just like, doesn't break the warranty, and then it has this like, cannot use this playing Fortnite.
Epic Games have like sued companies, so they're kind of like, fuck, like, so once again, Scriptlet, I'm pretty sure he did this, but I'm not sure. He got one of those ones that you could input keyboard and mouse onto a console. I think it was when, I can't remember which Halo it was, maybe Halo 4, maybe Halo 5. It wasn't on PC. And he was like, man, I really don't want to play it on the noob sticks, the controllers. And I think he bought one of those so he could play it on keyboard and mouse. If I'm wrong, I'm sure Chris will let me know, but I'm pretty sure he did that. But he didn't want to do it for multiplayer. It was just, I want to play the single player. I want to play the campaign, and I want to play it the way I want to play it.
Mm.
Yes, AI in gaming is going to be here to stay, and there's nothing you can do about it. I guess. Like, boycott if you want, absolutely. You're within your rights to do it. Assassin's Creed Shadows came out, and the reviews are pretty positive. It's like sitting on a little over an 80 on Metacritic. I know there's some kind of microtransactions in there, which is kind of becoming the norm in single-player games, which I'm not a fan of. I don't ever want to play a full-price game and then have microtransactions in it. I know as well, slightly hypocritical, because Black Ops 6 also did, and it was full price, but I played it on Game Pass, and I view it differently when I play it on Game Pass, but I shouldn't. It's still a full-price game, but yes, I completely understand. But they also have like a weird like free battle pass system in it, and it is free, so I can't. I say I can't shit on it too much, but I will. It's not as egregious. It's not like it's a paid battle pass. Like I get it, but I don't know. Just why are you just putting this fucking battle pass in this, man? I just don't understand. Like, why not give? I guess it is a progression unlock, but you've given people. Oh, you got to go to the next part on the pass. Like, come on, man. Like, just stop with this foolishness.
Back in my day, we just had to keep on playing the game to unlock something.
You played it because you enjoyed it.
Yeah.
You know.
AI generated battle passes.
Oh man, it's coming. Don't you worry. What do you feel about it? I mean, you're a Street Fighter fan. Oh, that's another thing. Yeah, fucking Street Fighter, their premium credits are fucking expiring. They expire in a year. The premium currency for Street Fighter.
Dang.
They put a year life on them, which is kind of gross.
That is gross, especially because so I don't do the battle. There's like the free battle pass, and the premium one. I don't really get amongst the premium one, or like I'll do the free one like unknowingly, because like I'll use X amount of character, raise their kudos level, and be like, oh, you've unlocked a tier in the battle pass. Like, all right, cool. But
my brother.
The battle passes, you get stuff like emotes and cosmetics for your world tour character, and I kind of just, it's not for me. That's why a lot of people I've seen online are like, hey, can you stop putting so much emphasis on like cosmetics for your avatar character and just chuck us some more like costumes for the actual roster?
You're like, fuck. Honestly, I'd pay for dislock palette swaps at this point. Fucking hell, just give me something.
Dude, like Chun-Li had probably the most costumes in 5. She has like the one you can unlock in World Tour mode, which is her traditional Street Fighter 2 one, and she's got one premium. Like, she was getting the Guna bucks in 5.
In the Guna bucks in Fortnite as well.
Really?
Dude, yeah, come on, Capcom, sort it out, mate. Let Steven see Chun-Li's juicy thighs, mate. Get him on display.
That's not even that. It's just
he's lying. He told me before we recorded. He's like, dude, I want to see those juicy thighs so bad, mate.
No, just like it seems like they're what it seems that it feels like. Oh, people are gonna love to. Everyone's gonna love to customize their avatar, and a sizable amount were like, yeah, that's cool. Then a lot other people's like, we did World Tour to finish the story mode. We just want to get back to competitive fighting or just doing some sets.
Yeah, people play a fighting game for the fighting.
Yeah.
The World Tour mode was fun, but I played it a bit, and then I got to a point where I was like, yeah, I'm kind of done with this now, and that was fine. But I don't remember what my avatar looks like. I don't fucking care at all.
Probably just looks like you.
Oh, what a terrible thing to say, Stephen. Unbelievable.
Bearded and flannel and like 9 foot tall. Like the height slider is at max.
God, I wish.
you make your character, you're like, God, I wish that were me.
Every time I'm like, damn it. God, I just cry in the shower trying to be like my Street Fighter avatar. Why can't I be more like him?
But having a time limit, I think that's silly.
I think so too. The premium currency should be there forever. If you've spent money on it or you've earned it for the battle pass, if you pay for the battle pass, you get if you do the whole thing, you get most of the currency back essentially. But you've earned that. That's a reward. That shouldn't disappear. So that's it. I mean, that's more egregious than this Assassin's Creed one. So.
But yeah, no. But there are some things like, you play a character on their birthday, you get drive tickets, and you get extra kudos for that character. With the drive tickets, you can just sit on, and if there's a DLC arena you want to buy, just use drive tickets.
Yeah, easy. Pro strays, min maxing.
But
And when is Rio's birthday?
Yep.
Oh,
He's a hermit. He doesn't have birthdays.
Call yourself a Street Fighter fan, mate. Come on.
Sorry,
you don't have that in the calendar.
Sorry, I'll log in, and when I go to the character select menu, it has a little icon that says, no, you get like an announcement. It's like, it is Terry from Fatal Fury's birthday.
Well, you get a message from Ono himself telling you it's Ryo's birthday. Hello, Stefan. It's Ryu's birthday. Plus play. Straight Fighter.
I would like my job back.
So did he get removed or did he retire?
I think he sort of like, from what I understand, he had a demo build for Street Fighter 6. It wasn't received well. I'm pretty sure it had like a tag element to it. And I think they were just like, we kind of want to take this in a different direction. So
yeah,
he stood down.
Yeah, he fell on the sword with honor.
Absolutely.
It's hard as well, man, because he's such a legend of the game, but it feels like Street Fighter 6 was... it was so good. I really enjoyed it. I liked when I played as Street Fighter 5, but Street Fighter 5 felt really bare bones, especially at the start.
It was... like, if they released the game in the form of, like, Arcade Edition, or whatever the last edition was called. I think it was called like Champion Edition.
Fucking Capcom.
Yeah, yeah. That would have been awesome because it added so much stuff to do. However, one thing that I wish they would add from 5 to 6 was the survival mode, because you could unlock items to use for the next round.
Oh yeah.
Which will give you like you won't suffer from stun damage, or it's just like you can get more battle points by having a difficulty where it's just like you have 3 pixels of health, or every hit is a stun.
Oh jeez, sounds fucking rough, but cool idea though. Something a little different.
It's almost like Mortal Kombat 9 Battle Towers, but
oh dude, I loved the challenge tower. That was so much fun. You got that skimpy Melina skin. Is that her name, Melina? If you did it all, and that wasn't the reason I did it. Or I wasn't doing it. I'm not a gooner, okay, not a certified gooner. I don't have my my club card for the Gooner Association, alright? Don't check my wallet. But yeah, I was stuck on that 300th challenge for so fucking long. And then one day I was stuck on the last level on Super Meat Boy, which in hindsight wasn't actually that hard. And I was like, I'm going to play Super Meat Boy again, try and beat the last level. And I beat it. And the next day I'm like, bro, I'm doing the fucking challenge tower tomorrow. I fucking know it. I'm doing the challenge tower. And then I managed to get it done. But that was so hard, that last challenge tower. You got to fight Goro. You got to fight... Goro, or was it Kentaro? I mean, they're essentially the same fucking...
One's a furry.
Really? Yeah, it's Furry Goro, and you're a bit Shao Kahn. I think it might be Melina first, actually, and then Goro or Kentaro, and then Shao Kahn, who's also a cunt. And it was just really hard. And I think you're getting debuffed the whole time. It was just ridiculous. So it's I can go to my grave knowing that I beat that, and I can sleep well at night.
He was number 1.
Bring it back instead of this fucking crap shit where they're trying to sell you microtransactions. Fucking Warner Brothers, man. Next thing I want to talk about is review scores. So when I was just looking at the Assassin's Creed Shadows review scores, right, just to have a look, I noticed a few like 10 out of 10s, and I was like, it's surprising to me. Everyone's entitled to their opinion, but I was like, really, a 10 out of 10? I can't think of a single Ubisoft game that's a 10 out of 10. No hate, lot of nearly said 9s. I don't know about that either, but a lot of 7s and 8s. Great, really solid games. Yeah, they're solid games, right? There's not, but they for me they've never been groundbreaking. I think except for those 2D Raymans, mate, child a lot. And to be fair, when Far Cry 3 came out, pretty exceptional. And they They never made the formula any better. It's the same fucking thing. They peaked early at that. So yeah, and I was just surprised that people just throw 10 out of 10s out there. And I know it's VG 24/7, like a massive publication. Their system's a little different. It's 5 stars, but if it's a 5-star, it's a 10 out of 10. And I was just looking through their reviews, and I know they're different people reviewing them, but they've given out so many fucking 5-star, 10 out of 10 reviews since October. I just want to read them out to you. And a lot of these games are really good, and some people would consider them 10 out of 10s. But Metaphor ReFantazio, some people would give that a 10 out of 10, but, Black Ops 6, I really enjoyed it. 10 out of 10, maybe a bit much. Indiana Jones, still haven't finished it. Not a 10 out of 10, but also very good. Dynasty Warriors Origins. I'm sorry, I like Dynasty Warriors, I do. But I couldn't believe that any Dynasty Warriors game ever would be a 10 out of 10. Like, genuinely, I enjoy them. The first all-nighter I ever did, I was up all night playing fucking Dynasty Warriors with one of my mates. On the PS2, and it was great, bro. Fucking fighting Lubu, terrifying as fuck. He is so fucking strong in some of these. There was like a level where he was optional to face, and he would fuck your day up. But 10 out of 10, I don't know, man. Citizen Sleeper 2, I'm actually not familiar with it, so
it's very, very wordy.
Is it? 3 out of 10, get fucked, Citizen Sleeper.
Reading?
Nah, it's not my type of game, I'm sure, so I wouldn't really have too much opinion on it. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Some people would actually give this a 10 out of 10, but, this is just one of many for them. Like a Dragon, Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii, which you've dabbled, eh?
I've dabbled the demo.
You dabbled the demo?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I've heard it's good, it's fun. I haven't heard anyone that would give it a 10 out of 10, though. I think that's... Like, 10 out of 10 is for perfection. Like, that's the best score anything could ever have. It can't... If it's 10 out of 10, it cannot be any better than it is, in my opinion.
Especially because, like, in the day leading... I think when it released, I read, like, 2 different reviews, and one review was like, I don't care for the nautical combat, it's clunky and sort of weighs it down. But then the other review was just like, the nautical combat is incredible. And it's just like,
Yeah. There's some division there. And I know as well, like, it's subjective. Some people might consider it a 10 out of 10, but it just doesn't seem like it. It's a spin-off of the Yakuza games that could be 10 out of 10s. And a lot of people are like, oh, yeah, it's not as good as those, but it's still pretty good.
I feel the fact that they've been doling out X amount of 10 out of 10s kind of brings down the significance of a game being a 10 out of 10.
I think so too, and it makes me not really trust their reviews. Like,
yeah,
I don't think they're paid off. That, not what I'm saying at all. But I just can't take them seriously if you're going to throw out 10 out of 10s like that. Like, there's more on this list too. Monster Hunter Wilds, apparently it's a great game. A few performance issues and stuff on PC from what I hear, but all around a pretty good time. Could be some people's 10 out of 10, absolutely, but I don't think it is for the majority of people. People I know have played it, have really enjoyed it, but a lot of people seem to be like, oh, I liked Worlds a little more, which nothing wrong with that. Split Fiction, I just finished it recently. I loved it. I wouldn't give it a 10 out of 10, but it was a fantastic game. Very much highly recommend. Great co-op game, about as good as co-op gets. And Assassin's Creed Shadows, which I like, 10 out of 10.
For an Assassin's
Ubisoft
Creed.
Art. I don't know, man. Like I say, 7 or 8, maybe even a 9 if you're being generous. I like it once. I haven't played, so maybe I'd play it and think it's amazing. But they also gave Ghost of Tsushima a 6 out of 10, and everyone I've spoken to that has played both was like, man, Ghost of Tsushima is a way better game. What are they on about? So it's just interesting to me. Like, and this is a whole thing of like, with reviews these days, I think you're better off finding a reviewer with similar taste to you and then seeing what they say about a game. Like, I find a lot of what I like is very similarly aligned to Skill Up, for example. Some people are like, oh, if Skill Up didn't like this game, then it's going to be great. And then I'm like, for me, normally if he doesn't like a game, I'm probably not going to be into a game either. Just similar tastes. There's games as well that he likes that I'm not as into, but generally, if he recommends it, I'm like, okay, it's probably going to be up my alley.
There was because when you go to look up a game, like a review, it's the main sites that come up are like IGN, PC Gamer, the lot. And there was a point in time, well, there are times where I was just like, I don't really have faith in your review. Like, I've read the review and I was just like... But that's why there was a time where the only reviews I was getting from were from the websites Destructoid and Silicon Era.
Those are they still your go-to, or are they?
They are still my go-tos for yeah, but there will be some times where there's games like shit. I wonder how it is. And it's like, oh, fucking IGN's the first result. I'll give that a look. 7 out of 10. Well. What would you know?
IGN is like all over the place as well. I know they have a lot of individual reviewers, so it is his opinion. But man, they gave the season finale of Invincible season 3 a 4. And I was like, dude, this is the best thing I've seen in so long. I was so fucking hyped, bro. I was so hyped. It was unreal. I was like, this is so good. And then I looked on Twitter and IGN's like, yeah, that's a 4 out of 10. You're like, dude, what the fuck? How's it a 4 out of 10? What are you talking about?
When, like, Omni-Man was just like, I am invincible. And then it just showed the title card.
Spoilers. I actually love that Invincible does that as well. Every time, like someone says Invincible, you don't hear, you hear them start saying it, and then it just cuts to the title card of saying
covered in blood.
Yeah, and it changes as it goes on. Or I can't remember. Maybe you actually hear them say it, and then it cuts to it. But regardless, amazing. I love it when they do that. There's one episode in the new season where they say Invincible quite a few times, and it just keeps cutting to the card every time.
That's brilliant.
It's good shit, man. I can't believe they gave it a 4. So the thing is, at the end of the day, you can't trust all of these reviewers, and people are going to have different tastes. And like I say, VG247 for me was that I got to count them. How many? Oh, I didn't say Avowed. They gave Avowed as well. I've had friends that have played Avowed and they've enjoyed it. No one's told me it's a 10 out of 10. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Since October, 11 10 out of 10s. I don't think there's 11 10 out of 10s in fucking existence. Genuinely. I don't think there are that many games that are fucking perfect. Just straight up, I couldn't tell you 11 10 out of 10 games off the top of my head at all. I'll give you maybe like 3. And even then, people are going to be like, nah, you're fucking wrong. It's controversial. No matter what you say, people are going to be unhappy. I just don't think there are. That's the top of the scale. That's perfection. That's like nothing can be better than this.
That vanilla, that cream.
That's a 10. What a fucking deep cut. Oh, great video. But yes, so VG247, I will not, if I see your review, I'll be like, well, I've got to go find other reviews because I really don't know. I really can't take it at face value anymore.
There's like a certain review website when I see that, like if I'm looking up a guide or something and I see that website has posted, it's like, no, I'll look elsewhere.
Yeah. If it's like, oh, here's a review. Oh, by Kotaku? Nah, I'm looking.
Yeah, it's either
looking fucking anywhere else.
It's either Kotaku or The Gamer.
Yeah, The Gamer sucks as well. Polygon, I feel like probably isn't quite as bad these days because I've heard literally nothing about them at all in the last couple of years. Used to get some slop from them. Have you heard anything?
No, but I remember with the whole Bayonetta thing, how they hardly touched on the gameplay. There's obvious glazes in the comments, but you always look at the Polygon comments because you'll see people would be like, what the fuck is this review? This is garbage. You didn't talk about X, blah, blah. It's great.
It's like I think it was Kotaku, or maybe it was Polygon, the PlayStation review where they barely even talked about the PlayStation 5.
Ian Walker used to work at Kotaku.
Yeah, that's the funniest review I've ever read, eh? And he's just like, there's an old white man in the White House. And you're like, yeah, but what are the games like? Does it play games? That's what I want to know.
And it basically is just like, the thing about the PS5 is like, it is nice, but it's not a necessity given the state of the economy. I was just like, mention its specs!
Yeah. I think as well, in a way, that part, it's kind of like, okay, you're saying it's like, look, things aren't great right now. If you don't have the money to be spending on unnecessary things, probably don't buy it. However, I want to know more about, like, look, I'm not asking about the price tag. Put that at the end. Be like, one of the cons are expensive. Great. But what does it do? What games does it play? How well does it play them? How many frames am I getting on, big titty anime simulator, 2025? That's what I want to know. Game of the Year edition. Next thing I wanted to talk about. So the game, I'm always going to butcher this, I swear. It's like Saros. The game by Housemarque, who made Returnal, has a budget of around 70 million euros. So Returnal had somewhere between 10 to 20 million. They've been acquired by Sony since Returnal came out. Or maybe it was just before Returnal came out. And yeah, they had 10 to 20 million euros. So this game is way more expensive. Still, in the grand scheme of game development, not hideously expensive. And I think Returnal is the best PS5 game. Straight up. I think it is the best PS5 game that's released this generation. Also on PC now. I think it's just a masterpiece. It's such a high budget, like high quality roguelike as well, which we just don't see much
it's
of.
better than Elden Ring.
That released on PS4.
Demon Souls.
That's honestly Demon Souls Remake, I think, is the next one.
So you got to be like, that's PS3!
Well, technically. So, yeah, I do think Demon Souls Remake is next, though. But it's kind of hard to imagine things like, man, the best game on this console is a remake of a PS3 game. Which would be a sad state of things, wouldn't it?
It's like saying to a band, like, or a singer, it's like, the best song you ever did was a cover.
Oh, damn. Fucking Alien Ant Farm. Sorry, bro.
They had hitties.
I like Glow. I think Glow's a good song. Movies wasn't my favourite, but it's alright. Yeah. Shout out Alien Ant Farm. Dude, they put out an album maybe last year, the year before, and it was not actually that bad. It's kind of alright.
They could go heavier if they wanted to.
They did go a little heavier on this album. It felt like, I saw people saying it was new metal. I'm like, is it? It's kind of like a little bit like that, but kind of not. But I thought the album was not bad. I think it's definitely worth a listen. Shout out Alien Ant Farm, mate. Get that in you. But yeah, Saros. Stavros. That's definitely one of my most anticipated games. It's coming out supposedly next year, and they've only really showed, CG trailer, and some people are like, no gameplay, no hype. I agree, but they're like, yeah, it's built on what we learned about Returnal, and I'm just like fucking fist pumping, like, yeah, fuck yeah. So Returnal 2 Electric Boogaloo. I'm super interested in what they do. I think Housemarque's got a super, super high ceiling. And yeah, I'm excited to see this game with a much, much bigger budget. See what they can do. Now they got the Sony money.
The Sunny.
Shout out to all my Nissan Sunnies out there. So Cristiano Ronaldo isn't the new Fatal Fury. What the fuck?
Yeah, I get my fighting game news off event hubs, and I remember seeing it, and I was like, "Oh yeah," I was like, "Is he gonna have like a costume?"
Nope, he's a fucking character. He's a full-on character.
Which
is wild.
That's interesting. I wonder.
Do you know why?
Why?
Do you know how this has happened?
How?
You know who owns SNK?
Saudis.
The Saudis. Who owns that massive fucking football league that Ronaldo plays in?
Saudis.
So it's Saudi Arabia doing more game washing and sports washing and all that kind of thing, you know. And I think though, don't get me wrong, that's just a really good move. Probably the most recognizable, you know, footballer in the world. Maybe Messi up there, you know. Like, he is super recognizable. The fact I don't give a fuck about football, I know exactly who he is. So, I think it's a good move on their part. I think it's going to get so many more eyes on Fatal Fury. I think it's going to sell like fucking crazy. And I tell you what, I'm not buying it. I'm not giving the Saudi royal family any of my money. I'm not giving people who behead journalists for fun my money. That being said, spend your money however you like. I have no judgment on anyone who buys it. Like, genuinely, like I think it is your choice, but I'm not giving SNK a fucking cent. I'm not doing it. I can't do it.
This sort of reminds me of back in the day with some of the wrestling games. Undertaker's entrance music was "Rollin'" by Limp Bizkit.
Oh, hell yeah.
And it was in like an agreement. It was like, they can use that song in the video games, but Fred Durst has to be a playable character. And he was.
That's right. Fred Durst has a clause that if any of their music's going to be used in any games, he has to be in it.
That's kind of sick.
It is kind of sick. And someone might be like, that's kind of dumb. You're like, nah, bro, that fucking rules. It's so cool. Yeah, I was reading something about that. It's super cool. But yeah, Ronaldo Fatal Fury was something my mind never even thought that would be a possibility. This is a crazy guest character.
Yeah.
And I think it's actually, I think it's a really fucking cool pull. Like, as someone who doesn't give a fuck about football, I'm not super interested in Fatal Fury, but it's something I don't have an interest in playing, but I have an interest in, like, maybe watching some tournaments and stuff like that, you know?
See some high-level competitive play.
Absolutely. I love seeing high-level competitive play, as you say. Like, it's great. Love me some electronic sports.
And it also just adds another title to, like, Evo and other fighting game things, which is cool.
Yeah, absolutely. Evo as well, like, they have, like, look at the game lineup we've got. So we've got Tekken, we've got Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat sometimes. You know, we've got Guilty Gear, and then we've got Anime Fuckfest Simulator. You're like, what the fuck is this? Like, there's always, like, a really, like, random game. We've got Melty Blood. You're like, what the fuck is Melty Blood? Was that
fighting herds you were talking about?
I feel like, there's always, like, a random one on the main stage of Evo, like, every time. There's always a game that you're like, you know, this bro thinks he's part of the team kind of deal.
Or, like, that pretty satisfying 2D fighting game that Hamish and I have done sets on. It's real fun, but it's got a dumb name. Not as dumb as Melty Blood. It's called, like, Under Night and Birth.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there'll be one of those, and, like, every time, and you're like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck's this game? I never heard of this shit. Sometimes they're actually kind of sleepers and kind of good, but there's always a random one Evo main stage. I swear to God. It's kind of fun, though. There would be Smash, but Nintendo kind of sucks. Well, also the Smash community kind of sucks, so, you know, especially with what's been happening recently, which I won't go into here, but once Sony also bought Evo, then Nintendo made it very clear that they're never going to have Smash at Evo again, because that's their competitor. Also, pussy move, Nintendo. Real fucking pussy move. But Yeah, soft behaviour. So lately, I've been gaming. I've been doing a little jaming, and I finished Split Fiction. Played it all the way through with Alex at the start when I was like, this is a slight spoiler, so maybe skip ahead like 20 seconds, but it's like very minor. But last one, I was like, I like sci-fi and I like fantasy, and we can't be friends.
Oh damn it! I should have leaned in that way.
And then after a while, because I think I said last time, like, it was going to happen. It's like, I like sci-fi, I like fantasy, we can be friends. So, yeah, essentially, I've come to a realization that with storytelling, story doesn't have to be like super like complicated. I feel like I much prefer an okay story told well than a great story told okay. Like, I think that you get that in a lot of these Japanese games, like Nier Automata, from what everyone says has a great story, but it's so fucking convoluted and just pretentious, and I'm never gonna find and uncover this great story that's in there because there's so much just anime fucking trash in there. Not that all anime is trash, but that's just how I feel with stuff like that. And this was overall nothing. Story wasn't groundbreaking, but it was just told really well, and it was just executed really well. And I just think I prefer that. I mean, The Last of Us is a great example, and people were mad when they were like, it's the greatest video game story ever told. And then, when they're talking about the show, and I'm like, I was like, yeah, I guess it is. But then I thought about it more, and I'm like, it's not actually the best story. I think it's just the best told story in games. The Last of Us 1. I think they've executed the best on the storytelling of anything. It's not actually that deep of a story when you think about it, but it's told real fucking well. And that's just more important to me. And that's how I felt about Split Fiction by the end of it. I was like, oh, this brought me joy. It was nice seeing the characters actually become friends. Hope in the next game it's, though, not. Because last time I said, it's like, yeah, I'd like to see them do something else, though, maybe a single player game. And then the last level of this game, I'm like, dude, I've never seen anything like this, dude. Hayes like, keep making fucking co-op games, dude. Just keep fucking doing it, because this is fucking awesome. Genuinely like a 10 out of 10 level, that last one. I don't know what I'd give the game as a whole, really. Maybe like a 9, but it is excellent. But that last level, absolutely fucking bonkers. You've never seen anything like it. No game has ever done anything like it.
I'll give it a solid 8, just because no girlfriend.
No girlfriend. He's got no bitches. He's maidenless.
He's playing it single player.
Yeah, dude, that'd be hard. Because It Takes Two was a bit easier. People were like, oh, it's a good girlfriend game because, it's not that hard to execute on. The game was a little more challenging. There was a secret level that the first people to complete it won a trip to go to Hazelight Studios. Alex and I could not complete it. It was too fucking hard. Look, if I was able to clone myself and give me a day, I think I'll get it done. But it's
so the
very
missus
difficult.
was holding you back.
She actually did pretty well. She did. It was just very, very difficult. I had a lot of times I fucked up in it. She might have fucked up a few more times than I did. But it's very difficult. And she hasn't historically played a lot of platformers. The first real platformer that she'd played in any real amount of time was Astrobot. I got her to play that.
Hell yeah.
So, yeah. Yeah, highly recommended if you've got at least one friend or a girlfriend. You only have to buy one copy. We played split screen, but you can buy it, like, let's say you buy it on Steam. There's some kind of way you can send this to your friend and they can play it with you with one copy, which is really nice and really generous. Pays light. And the other thing I've been playing, I finished Dark Souls 2. I finished Dark Souls 1, and then I was like, man, I still need another kind of comfort game. I need something cozy and relaxing, so I booted up Dark Souls 2.
Cozy,
that with a build I'd never done before.
Was it Dex?
I did a dark build, so you need faith and intelligence. And I tell you what, I've got neither of those. It took a while to get the build going, and then I was like, 3/4 of the way through the game when the build really came together. And I'm like, man, it took way too fucking long. So I'm in an hour, and if I want to do a Dark Souls 3 run, I'm like, man, people just replaying the same game, so boring. There's new games out there to experience, and here I am. I'm doing it. I just needed something familiar, comforting, and something that would run on my PC until I get the new PC sorted, which hopefully should be tomorrow.
Yay.
Yeah, but I still thoroughly enjoy it. It's the worst of the Dark Souls. I think overall, I mean, Demon Souls Remake is probably better, but Dark Souls 2 I think is better than Demon Souls. So it's lowered down the From Software Souls-like list, but I still think it's a really good game. I think it gets too much hate. I think it's like you're comparing it to Dark Souls 1 and 3, which are masterpieces. So I think it just gets a hard time. They did a little bit of quantity over quality in terms of the bosses, but I still had a good time with it. Still enjoyed the whole thing. So, what about yourself, mate? What are you playing? What's on the cards?
It's a bit of a funny one, which comes with a little bit of a backstory.
No, I'm not here for the story, mate. All right. That bit's over.
I'll summarize it. So basically, in the early 2010s, there was a Dragon Ball MMO, like an actual one, Dragon Ball Online, where
did you rock the dragon?
Hard.
Hell yeah,
and I
brother.
stepped into the Grand Tour.
Grand Tour.
So basically, Akira Toriyama spent around like 5 years drawing characters for it. It's real neat. Initially released in Korea.
Korea?
Yeah.
Really? What a weird place to release this game. Was it a Korean studio that made it? Or they do make a few MMOs.
They do love
so
the
weird
MMOs.
though. Japanese game, Japanese IP. We're going to release it first in Korea.
Well, they wanted to release an English version, but it started off Korea, which I couldn't play because I'm pretty sure a thing in Korea is when you sign up to a game, you have to have your social security number. So that was a no. But then when they rolled out the Taiwan server, just changed the location of my device, and there was a translation, but you had to keep on reapplying after each update. So the game didn't last that. It lasted a couple of years. Shut down the service real sad. And it wasn't until this was years ago, but last week, I saw this YouTube video which was called Ultimate Dragon Ball Online. And it's the game, but I think it might be a private server or whatnot, but fully translated. They've added in some quality of life things. It's quite a few to name, but and I jumped in. I was just like, oh, I'm gonna get reeled in for the nostalgia, and I did. But I've also been really enjoying it, and I realised I actually don't mind grinding. Yeah.
Can't relate.
But yeah, some of the assets that they used initially in Dragon Ball Online were reused in Xenoverse. So yeah, I've just been. I thought it was going to be a dead game, but I was having trouble in a dungeon, and this dude with an afro was just like, "Do you want to party up?" Yes. I'll do these objectives. All right, I'm better at crowd control. So, and it's just been fun. Ultimate Dragon Ball Online, if you like that sort of that grindy era, early 2010s era of like MMOs, it's nice. And I actually find it quite comfy.
Wicked. Glad you're enjoying it anyway. Oh man, MMOs I've never been able to get into. The only one that I played that I played very briefly and I liked it a little bit, because Matt Code got me to try it, was WildStar. I think it's called WildStar.
I want to play that.
We've made the game that the community wanted. because they took on heaps of community feedback, and then the community played them like, oh, we don't want this. It was a gameplay focused MMO. So what I played of it with him, I quite enjoyed because it was a bit more fluid, a bit faster. So like Final Fantasy 14, and people are like, bro, if you push through the first 40 hours, the game is so good. I'm like, I'm not pushing through 40 hours. I'm not pushing through, like, essentially 4 decent games I could play to get to that. I'm not doing it. So I get as well. Like, it's great when you do find an MMO or something like that clicks, because you're like, dude, I got so much content ahead of me. It's like, it can be daunting, but sometimes it's nice to know that I've got this game to play for the next however long
while.
Yeah, I think that's really cool. So yeah, good shit, man. Hope you keep enjoying it. Are you playing anything else?
Leads into our next segment.
We got a bit of Smash or Game Pass. So I'll remember to explain it this time again. We talk about a game on Game Pass that tickles our fancy, piques our interest, and talk about that. So we actually picked the same one this week. I haven't played it yet, so I'll let Stephen talk about it. We're talking about Mullet Mad Jack, a game that was named after Stephen.
Mullet Mad Stephen.
That's the one, mate.
Dude,
we both actually had it on our Steam wish list as well before we even knew it was coming to Game Pass, which is cool. So we talked about it last week. I was like, I heard Mullet Mad Jack's coming, and we looked at it and we're like, why does it not say that it's coming yet? And then it just day one just did drop on Game Pass, which was great. So sorry, take it away.
So Mullet Mad Jack is a highly saturated in color boomer shooter where your health is 10 seconds, and if you get hit by an enemy, that drops by a second or so, and you have to get to the next door before the timer runs out. You navigate the levels by shooting and also kicking billionaire robots into environments to like electrocute them, to get them blended up in blades, and basically it's frantic, it's real fast paced, and basically it's not a spoiler, but the plot is you need to rescue this girl, and if you rescue this girl, you get a awesome pair of red sneakers.
Oh hell yeah!
It's fast, it's fun. I will say the one little criticism I have for it is basically you're meant to progress through the level. You go fast, you go forward. I learned early on that if you see an enemy in your peripheral, and you've sort of walked past it, don't backtrack. Just race through to the next level, because it does get a little bit like comes to a bit of a crawl if you're trying to like navigate round to shoot them, when the intention is shoot this person, kick this person to a vending machine for health, and just blitz forward. The second and the last boss are so fucking frustrating. But the cool thing is, when you progress through levels, you can get an upgrade. You can get a different weapon. You can get my favorite weapon's the shotgun. You can get an upgrade, or there's a chance that you might get a boss bullet, which increases damage you do for the boss battles. The aesthetic is sick. The soundtrack is superb, and it's just a riot of a time.
Hell yeah! Which games would you say are most similar to Mullet Mad Jack? What would you have as a point of comparison? I know there's nothing else quite like it, but
well, it's definitely I feel it's a game that's made with speedrunning in mind, and I tried getting into Neon White, and it couldn't click for me. Like, you're trying to get to the objective in the quickest amount of time, where you can like pick up a gun that makes you double jump and stuff. which, yeah, there's freedom of expression on how you want to get there, but I really do enjoy the linear thing of it's go straight forward. Think a little bit of neon white with the aesthetics of the early Wolfenstein games.
Yeah, I get a little Duke Nukem and stuff from it as well.
Yeah.
The 3D Duke Nukem. Dude, it's so weird. All I knew was 3D Duke Nukem, and Boss was like, "What do you mean, bro? It started off as a 2D platform."
Yeah.
I'm like, "What the fuck?" I'd never seen it. I had to Google it. I didn't believe it. Born in '92, right? You know. And this is my mother's maiden name, and
my address.
Yeah. So cool. I was thinking, well, the way you were describing it gave me also a little bit of like Hotline Miami kind of vibe. Like you didn't have to do those fast, but the way you're kind of describing it, like you're like kicking in the door and you're just going like frantic, trying to kill everything as quick as possible because you want to get to where you need to go. That was kind of how I found Hotline Miami. Like you weren't on the same timer, but you still wanted to just fucking get everything done real quick.
The other cool thing is you'll get a rank for clearing a level of floors. Like it will be like A rank, B rank, whatever. But it will give you your rating, but then it'll also have a picture and the name of different mullet styles.
What's the name of your mullet style, Matt?
I'm holding on to something.
The I have given up mullet.
Yeah.
No more fucks to give mullet.
Oh, it's real funny. No Sheila comments on it, but I've had a couple of guys that just be like, "Bro, you got the sickest mullet." I was like, "Thanks, man."
Yeah. Oh man, it's like no woman will, almost no woman. There's a few gym Sheilas out there that would, but almost no woman will comment on your triceps. But some dude at the gym will go, "Sick triceps, bro."
They'd be like, "No, you're just doing your set," and some guy just puts his finger up and is like, goes to his boys, "See this? Premium."
Yes. Yeah, well, we'll see a bicep. Like, look, that's just an aesthetic muscle, man. That doesn't do fuck all. Why are you impressed about this? Those triceps, those are useful. Be impressed by those.
So, this is meat.
Premium
meat.
Looks like meat's back on the menu.
It never left.
But yes, Mullet Magic, that is a smash from both of us. I'm looking forward to playing it. Hopefully soon I will get to it. But the backlog grows and I will end up playing another Souls game like an absolute fucking degenerate. So here I am. So I've got a nice wee Steam review for you for Split Fiction. We've got Jin, Jinn. I can't forget the extra N on the end there, mate. I don't know what that means, but hey, it's his name. He can do what he likes. Made me kiss the homie goodnight, +1.
Oh,
man loves kissing the homie goodnight. Definitely played it with one of his friends and not his missus. But hey, you never know. That homie might be your true love out there, Jim.
Hey,
don't
yeah.
you give up, mate. As they say in Dark Souls 2, mate, don't give up, skeleton. Because the messages you can put down, and there'll be like a skeleton like on the ground. One of them's like looks like it's trying to listen to something, and then someone will put the little message down. Don't give up, skeleton.
Oh, that's awesome.
I love that about Souls games, man. Amazing chest ahead. I had to send a snap to Alex. There she is, mate. There she is. All right, mate. You got a review for me?
So this is a review for Sonic Frontiers, and I can't say their name because it's literally just a symbol. And they said, "This is everything Elden Ring wishes it was."
You can't do my goat like that. That's just what I was talking to Steven about before. I was like, man, I think Elden Ring's the best game of all time, but because of technical performance, I can't even give it a 10 out of 10. It's the best game of all time, in my opinion. I'm like, yeah, that's a 9.5. if you fix the performance, mate, I'd give that a 10 straight up. Like, yeah, I've been on record many times. I am a 2D Sonic enjoyer. I think Sonic Mania is actually such a good game, genuinely really good. I finished on the Rogue Ally end of last year or start of this year. I've had played it previously, but really such a fucking good game. I think it's the best Sonic game, but 3D Sonic, man, it's just never hit for me. Like, I played Sonic Heroes as a kid at a mate's place, and I did enjoy it, but I was a child. It just seems like it hasn't aged that well. Yeah, Sonic 2 was the first game that I really fell in love with games. Like, really.
And didn't become a furry. It wasn't a gateway. It was just a good game.
Yeah, absolutely. There's just something about it. I just absolutely loved it. I was like, this is fucking peak. The first game that I really played, I'm like, this is peak. But yeah, I played a few games here and there, but just that was where they really grabbed me. I was like, there's something special here. And that's my second favourite Sonic game. For years, they got 2D Sonics wrong as well. Like, and I tried Generations. I didn't like Generations that much. Some people love it, but apparently the new Generations X Shadow is apparently good. But I don't know. If it goes on sale, maybe I'll pick it up. The Sonic racing games are kind of good though. Like, actually not bad. Like, I was pleasantly surprised playing one of them some time ago. So yes, if Sonic Frontiers goes on sale, maybe I'll give it a go. Because people were saying it was better than they thought. Oh, did you hear though? It essentially created a genre. Well, it didn't create it, but that's where this name came about for open zone game.
Oh, okay.
Because it's not open world, but it's got these big like open zones. It's not the first open zone game. There's fucking heaps of them. But people kind of realized we need a word. Well, we need a way to describe this type of game. So they're now called open zone games.
So they coined the phrase for it.
Yeah, and I think that's good. Because it's kind of open world, but it's kind of not. And it's like, okay, open zone. Great, we can all agree on this. And I stand by Expedition 33 as a JRPG, alright? I'm standing by that. I'm dying on this fucking hill, Matt. I'm dying on this hill. Wasn't made in Japan. Don't care, it's a JRPG. Shut the fuck up. So is, what was the one that was made by that studio that did The Messenger? Sea of Stars.
Yeah.
Sea of Stars. In my opinion, JRPG as well.
Just play Chrono Trigger. It's a great game. Sea of Stars is a good game, but it just made me want to play Chrono Trigger.
Which just turned 30, didn't it? Chrono Trigger. That's fucking crazy.
And it still holds up.
Yeah, I've heard it's still great. Not all ports of the game are created equal, but yeah, is it a DS or a 3DS port of Chrono Trigger that's really good? I
think it's the DS one.
Yeah, it might be that. I heard that was like actually the best way to play it. Was actually on the DS. Let's have a look. Let's pull it up. Jamie. How is the DS version of Chrono Trigger? Yeah, there's a few things apparently in the PC version that aren't quite right, and the mobile version is apparently dog shit, but they got it right on the DS. But let's be honest, fuck it, you play it on an emulator, mate. Yeah. Who fucking cares? It's old enough. Nintendo don't want to put these things out again anyway. Nintendo would rather people pay $400 for Pokemon Emerald second hand than them to release a digital version on the Switch. So, fuck them.
Yeah.
It's just too hostile. I don't know, man. I don't want to end on that. But I've got nothing else for you, so I guess we are. Anyone who's got this far, thank you. Thank you very much.
And we didn't pick on Ubisoft too bad today.
Yeah, I feel like it was pretty fair criticism. I didn't seem to have the... I mean, maybe some people would think that Ubisoft doesn't have any 10 out of 10 games in their back catalogue. Might be too harsh, but I don't think almost anyone has 10 out of 10 games in their back catalogue. So, yeah. So I was trying to be fair. Before we were talking about it last week, and they had annoyed me more last week, and then I've eased up on them a bit. It's just one of these things. It's like when you really view it, it's like what they're doing really that bad? And you're like, not really, but
no.
There's a couple of things like I didn't treat Capcom as, you know, I was as hard on Capcom for doing worse things, but Capcom's got a bit more goodwill with me at the moment because they've made a lot more Well, I've made a lot more good games, just fucking straight up. So Capcom
Hell
does
yeah.
have a bit more goodwill.
Hell
I'm
yeah.
still not happy about some of the decisions they make, and even though in Dogma 2 you can get the fast travel stuff, but them selling as microtransactions, don't love that. There's Capcom's definitely fucking some things up, but they keep putting out bangers. And you're like, I can't be mad at you, Capcom. You're too fucking good.
It's just like one step forward, but one step back, but 3 steps forward.
Yeah, that's how it feels. I do understand as well. Creating games is just getting more and more expensive, so they're trying to find other ways to make more money. Because, I mean, what was it again? Spider-Man 2 was what, $300 million or something? Like, fucking hell, like that's crazy. So they have to be trying to find ways to make more revenue, and it's just sad. Like I watched a video the other day about Plants vs Zombies. First game, amazing, fucking great tower defense, absolutely love it. And the second one, they're like, oh, microtransactions all through it. Apparently, they made so much more money on the second one, like obscene amounts more. They made it was something like 1,000 times more money, or something like that. Like obscene. So, you see why they do it. Apparently, the third one came out and then went off the store because they did a really shit job of it. Did you ever play the Garden Warfare games at all?
No, but my brother got amongst them.
Kind of good, bro. Kind of good.
They did look solid.
Like, I remember playing one of them. Actually, I played 2 of them over different years because they came to PlayStation Plus, and I was like, I'll give it a fucking go. Yeah, there's a few different ones. I think the newest one wasn't received well. Battle for Neighborville, is that the one? You've got Plants vs Zombies Garden Warfare 2 was actually really good. Mixed on Steam. All reviews 72%. Maybe Neighborville's not that bad. They show you fucking nothing on those screenshots. But yeah, the games were better than expected. It was kind of like Baby's first competitive shooter, in a way.
Yeah.
They added a lot of personality to the plants as well, which is quite fun. And there's heaps of skins in it. Like, there is monetization in it, but the games sell pretty cheap. Oh, actually, Plants vs Zombies Garden Warfare 2 came out after Battle for Neighborville. Dude, Garden Warfare 2 has a 90% positive rating on Steam.
Jeez.
That's real fucking good. Holy shit. I didn't expect it to be that good. Yeah, that's great. Good shit, man.
But yeah. Shout out Plants vs Zombies.
Yep, banger. Banger of a game. Hopefully it makes a comeback at some point. I would love to see them just do a paid tower defense Plants vs Zombie. Just fucking release it. Don't have microtransactions in it. I would just love it.
But
or a redo of the first game because it runs at a super low resolution and it just looks garbage. Anyway, I'm gonna. Stephen, you seem busy, mate. I'll let you go.
I'm busting so bad.
Oh, on camera? Unbelievable.
Yeah, I know.
I heard you go. So yeah, a couple of times. All right, we'll let this man go piss.
Actually, we could keep going if I can quickly just run out for like 2 seconds.
No, we are wrapping up anyway. We're wrapping up. It's all good. I'll keep you hanging just for a moment.
I was gonna message like, hey man, all good if I like duck out for like 2 seconds.
And I'm like, bro, I could easily rant for 2 minutes while you're going by myself. Don't worry about it. I'll just be like, what do you mean? 11 10 out of 10 since October. Just go off, King.
They should.
So anyway, oh, sorry, you go.
They should have just made it 10 out of 10 because I think it was like 10 out of 10 games that has a ring to it.
Hey, there we go.
Yeah.
There we go. Anyway, thanks for listening. Like, comment, subscribe.
Thank you very much. Also,
do the thing he likes.
Do the thing I like. Thanks, Script.
All right. Cheers, lads. Everyone listening, thank you very much. Have a good one. Take it easy. We'll catch you on the next one. Bye.
Catch you then.